The number one blackhead remedy. Now, every single blackhead on your face right now is made from a very specific type of fat, not a bacteria. It's not dirt. I did a video on blackheads years ago. I got millions of views, but I just stumbled on some new information that's going to blow you away. In the earlier video, I talked about something called an androgen. That's a male hormone. And when you have too many of these, it increases the oil gland. And then sometimes if there's too much oil, it gets stuck in your pores, gets clogged. And some of these pores are opened, exposing that oil to oxygen, which is then called oxidized oil. Another term for that oil is sebum, and it turns darker. Okay, that's a blackhead. If there's a little covering over it, that's a whitehead. But both whiteheads and blackheads come from the exact same mechanism and have the exact same remedy that I'm going to get to. Out of all the research they've done on blackheads, there's one common fat that shows up in 100% of people. It's too much of this palmitic acid. So even though it's called an acid, it's actually a fat. It's a saturated fat. It's the most common fat in your body. It's also in palm oil, it's in butter, it's in cheese, it's in processed food, and your body makes it. It makes it out of this thing called sugar. When you consume too much sugar, your body then converts the excess in the liver to this right here. Now, what's normally supposed to happen is this fat is supposed to convert to another fat, which I'm not going to get into the details, but this fat is only in the human skin, and it's a natural antibiotic. It protects you from acne, inflammation in that little oil gland. So basically, when you're talking about acne, we're getting a problem with this fat converting to this fat. There is something that makes this conversion, and it's a certain enzyme. I'm not going to get into the name of it, but in order for this enzyme to work, to make this conversion, to have everything work out normal, is you need enough zinc. So one of the big causes of acne, and especially blackheads, is a zinc deficiency. A zinc deficiency is very, very common, and blackheads are one of the best biomarkers of how much zinc you have in your body. So if you're getting a blackhead, we know you're deficient in zinc. Zinc also helps you regulate androgens, but there's something else that also blocks this enzyme: too much sugar. That's another thing. And also, by the way, excess sugar depletes you of zinc. Alcohol and junk foods will also block this enzyme. But there's another little piece of the puzzle that you need to know about, and it's vitamin A. Maybe you've heard of Accutane before. This is a medication. It's really a synthetic version of vitamin A, one of the most powerful things for acne. It gets rid of acne so fast, but it comes with a package. It creates a lot of side effects. But what you should know is vitamin A is the master controller of the oil gland. But vitamin A does not work without zinc. So there's a lot of people that don't want to take Accutane because of all the side effects, which I agree with, but then they take vitamin A, but without zinc, vitamin A doesn't work. Now, one of the best sources of vitamin A is liver. And not only does the liver have a tremendous amount of vitamin A, it's also loaded with zinc. Personally, I cannot consume liver. I don't like it. I wish I did like it, but I will consume cod liver oil. That's a really good source of vitamin A. But there's something much bigger to this story, because when I talked about sugar converting to a fat, some of you watching might be shocked to know that, wait a second, saturated fat can come from a carbohydrate? Yes, that's absolutely true. But not only that, sugar in excess also causes a fatty liver. So it's not just this type of fat here. You're making your liver fatty when you consume excess carbohydrates. And as the liver becomes fatty, because the liver is so loaded and concentrated with vitamin A, you can have a problem with vitamin A, and you can start having bad skin problems because you have a fatty liver. So a lot of people ask me, what supplements do I recommend? Now, of course, I'm not biased of my own high-quality supplement line, but if you go to Amazon and type Dr. Berg supplements, you'll find more information. Once the liver becomes so saturated with fat, it starts to spill over into other organs and even around organs outside the fat cells, and it just starts invading the tissues. We call that visceral fat. But one indicator of metabolic disease is blackheads. Blackheads are not a disease. It's just a little red flag letting you know there's a problem deeper in the body because of this right here. You're consuming too much excessive sugar. You could actually have a fatty liver. You could have visceral fat. All the zinc in the world, all the vitamin A won't work. You need both to get rid of the excess sugar. I mean, think about as a teenager, right? I had such bad acne and I tried so many different creams and lotions and pills and everything. Nothing worked. Was I eating excess sugar? Yes. It also increases insulin, which then increases androgens, which then increase the growth of the sebaceous gland. It creates inflammation. It creates all sorts of issues. So the absolute best remedy for this is to get rid of your sugar, go on a ketogenic diet, do intermittent fasting, eat nutrient-dense foods. You can get your zinc from red meat or shellfish or actual liver. Get some cod liver oil for the vitamin A, and your skin is going to start looking better and better and better. To learn how to do the healthy version of the ketogenic diet, you need to watch this video to get all the details.